Students, today in this session, I'm going to explain you about the disaccharides. Disaccharides are they are oligosaccharides made up of the two sugar units. And these two sugar units are linked through glycosidic bond. So, ಈ term ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ, the meaning di ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The term di means two. Saccharides means sugars, sugar units. So the two sugar units, if they are linked through linked through glycosidic bond, then the obtained higher sugar is nothing but a disaccharide. Just imagine this is one sugar. Just imagine it is one sugar molecule. This is another sugar molecule. If both are linked through some glycosidic linkage, then the obtained higher sugar is nothing but a disaccharide. The most common and abundant disaccharides that occur in the nature are maltose, lactose, and sucrose. So we will learn along with these three disaccharides. Let us also learn about the structure of the cellobio. So in this session, I'm going to explain you about the maltose, lactose, sucrose, and cellobiose. First, I'm going to explain you about the structure and occurrence of the maltose. So it's a disaccharide. So the maltose upon its molecular formula is C12H22O11. So just look at the structure. It appears as if a water molecule has been removed from the two monosaccharide units while joining. So therefore, this maltose is made up of this maltose contains the two sugar units, or upon hydrolysis. Upon hydrolysis, maltose gives us two molecules of the alpha D. It gives the two molecules of alpha D glucose. So this indicates that this maltose is made up of two molecules of the glucose, alpha D glucose. And here these two alpha D glucose molecules are linked through glycosidic bond that is formed between the alpha 1,4, that is the first OH group of the first sugar and the fourth OH group of the second glucose molecule. Now let us know its structure. I'm writing the structure of the alpha D glucose. So here it is OHH, and the fourth carbon it is HOH, and this is the sixth carbon CH2OH. This is one molecule of the alpha D glucose. I'm going to write another molecule of the alpha D glucose. It is here it is because it is alpha HOH. The second carbon is HOH. Third carbon is OHH. Fourth carbon as usual, HOH. Here it is H, and here it is CH2OH. So just look at this molecule. In this case, this is the first carbon of the first sugar, and this is the fourth carbon atom of the second sugar, and these two OH groups, they react with one another, and which result in the removal of water molecule, and therefore a molecule, a maltose is formed. So the rest of the structures are same. Here it is HOH, here it is HOH, this is OHH, H, H, this CH2OH, it is H. The remaining structure, there is no change in the structure of remaining carbon atoms. Here it is HOH, SH, it is CH2OH. And look at this bond. This bond is formed between the OH group of the first carbon of the first alpha D glucose, and this is second alpha D glucose. Here a glycosidic bond has been formed between the first OH group of the first sugar and the fourth OH group of the second sugar molecule, and therefore we call this bond as alpha 1,4 bond, because this the first sugar, the OH group of the the first sugar is in the alpha configuration, alpha form, and therefore we say it as this bond is alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. So that's simple agi now maltose na ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, maltose is a disaccharide. I'm summarizing. Maltose is a disaccharide. It's made up of the two monosaccharide units. The glycosidic linkage in this case is alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಬೀಟಾ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿ ಆ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಬಾಂಡ ಬೀಟಾ ಬಾಂಡ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಎನಿ ಡೈಸಾಕರೈಡ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಾಕರೈಡ್. So, the bond formed in this case is alpha 1,4 linkage. Then let us know about the occurrence. This maltose is present as a hydrolyzed product of starch in the germinating seeds, especially those of the cereals. Whenever the cereals are germinating, the starch is hydrolyzed to produce the maltose. So, in all malt-based foods, maltose is very abundantly present. So now we will know the structure of the second disaccharide, lactose. Okay, one more thing I need to say about this maltose is, this maltose is also called as malt sugar. Maltose is also commonly called as malt sugar. So now I'm going to explain you about the next disaccharide, lactose. Let us learn the structure of the lactose. So lactose is a disaccharide. Yes, here we are studying the disaccharides only. Lactose is a disaccharide. It's made up of the two sugar units. The sugar unit that are present in the lactose are beta D galactose and alpha D glucose. So this lactose contains the two sugar units, and those sugar units are beta D galactose and alpha D glucose. So upon hydrolysis, lactose yields one molecule of the galactose and one molecule of the glucose. That is, it yields 50% each of the galactose and glucose molecules. But the galactose is in the beta form. So this lactose is also it is abundantly, now let us know its occurrence. It is abundantly present in the milk. So the major source or one and only source of the lactose in the nature is milk. Therefore, so that's why it is responsible for the sweetness, mild sweetness of the milk. So therefore, this lactose is also called as milk sugar. Lactose is also called as milk sugar. So now let us know the structure of the lactose. So in that lactose, beta D galactose and alpha D glucose are linked through beta 1,4 linkage. First let us write the structure of the beta D galactose. First I'm going to we will write the structure of the beta D galactose. Here it is HOH. In the third carbon it is OHH. In the fourth carbon also, because I am writing the galactose, it is OHH. Here it is H and here it is CH2OH. So this is beta D. This is beta D galactose. Whenever this beta D galactose reacts, forms a glycosidic bond with the alpha D glucose. Here I'm writing the structure of alpha D glucose. So because it's glucose, here it is HOH. Here it is CH2OH. So in this case, what happens is a glycosidic bond is going to be formed between the OH group of the first carbon atom. See, this is the first carbon atom of the galactose. This is the fourth carbon atom of the glucose. The OH group of these two carbon atoms are going to form the glycosidic bond. As a result, the obtained molecule See, a glycosidic linkage has been formed between these two, and as a result, a water molecule is removed. And so this is, here it is H. Here it is HOH. Here it is OHH, because it is galactose. You have to keep in mind it is OHH here, H, and CH2OH. It's a glucose. There is no change in the structure of other carbon. So you just have a look at this bond. This bond is This bond is beta 1,4 linkage. So this is the structure of the lactose. Now let us know the structure of the sucrose. ಸುಕ್ರೋಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ವೀಟನಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್. ಇದನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಶುಗರ್, ಕೇನ್ ಶುಗರ್, ಅಥವಾ ಆಡ್ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕೇನ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಎ ಸುಕ್ರೋಸ್. So sucrose is having the two monosaccharide units. The two monosaccharide units that are present in the sucrose are alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. The two sugar units that are commonly present in the sucrose are, one is alpha D glucose and another one is beta D fructose. So this alpha D glucose and beta D fructose are linked through 1,2 linkage, alpha 1 beta 2 linkage. What does it mean? The OH group, alpha OH group of the glucose is going to form a glycosidic linkage with the beta OH group of the second carbon atom of the fructose. That's why it is 1,2 linkage. You have to keep in mind that the fructose is always in the beta form. So now let us know about its occurrence. So sucrose is very abundantly present in the sugar cane, sugar beets, and also in many fruits and in many fruits. So this is the major form of the transportable form of the sugar. So during the photosynthesis, once the glucose molecules are formed, okay, they are converted to sucrose and they are transported in the form of the sucrose. They are transported to the different parts of the plant. So it's a major transportable form of the sugar in the plant kingdom. And the second thing is the sucrose. The second thing is, yes, it is abundant in the sugar cane, sugar beets, and from those from those sources only the sucrose is isolated or produced. So this is about the occurrence of the sucrose. And now let us know the structure of the sucrose. Students, ಏನು ನಾನು ಬರೀತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, whatever the structure I'm going to write here, that is the simplest form. In some other forms, you can see the glucose and fructose written adjacent to one another, and the bond is adjacent to one another and linked through the bond. That is also correct, but that's quite difficult. Whatever the structure I'm going to write here is the simplest form. So I encourage you to study this form of the structure only. Students, you have to keep in mind that the sucrose is made up of the alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. So here first I'm writing the structure of the alpha D glucose. So here because it is in alpha form, here it will be HOH. Here it is HOH. In the third carbon atom it is OHH. Here in the fourth carbon atom also it is OHH, and here it is CH2OH. Okay. Now I'm writing the structure of the fructose beneath the structure. So the fructose, you have to write the structure of the fructose. In beta form. So this is the second carbon atom of the fructose. So in the beta form, what happens? Again, the OH comes above the plane of the ring. This is first carbon, this is second carbon. In third carbon, it is OHH. In the fourth carbon, it is HOH. Here it is H and here it is CH2OH. See, in the fructose, what happens is these two OH groups. So these two OH groups, they react with one another and form a glycosidic bond with the removal of the water. So first you have to write the skeletons of these two. See, like this, if you write the skeleton like this, then it will be easy for you and the structure appears very neatly, very neat. So, and then you can fill up the remaining spaces. So here it is H. OH is in the glycosidic bond. Here it is HOH. Here it is OHH, H, OH, H, CH2OH. Here it is third carbon. So this is the first carbon atom. See, CH2OH. This is the second carbon atom. I had to say that the first carbon atom of the glucose and second carbon atom of the fructose are going to form, I mean, the first carbon OH group of the glucose and second carbon OH group of the fructose going to form a glycosidic linkage. So this is second carbon and this is first carbon. Therefore, here it is H, here it is HOH, here it is H and here it is H2OH. And this linkage is that is alpha 1 and beta 2 linkage between the glucose and fructose molecule. So this structure I have written here is, this is alpha D glucose and this is beta D fructose. Students, this is about the structure of the fructose. Now I'm going to explain you about the structure of the cellobiose. We will know more about the structure of the cellobiose. Cellobiose is a disaccharide made up of the two glucose units. Two glucose units and the glycosidic linkage here is beta 1,4. So it's the cellobiose upon hydrolysis in yields the two glucose units. Okay, these two, among these two glucose units, one should be always in the beta form. One is beta D glucose, another maybe in the beta form or alpha form. We no need to bother about it. But the first sugar always should be in the beta form. And the cellobiose is obtained as a hydrolyzed product of the cellulose. Cellulose during the hydrolysis is going to produce the smaller molecules, and these are nothing but the cellobiose. And now let us know the structure of the cellobiose. I have already told you the linkage in cellobiose is between the two glucose units is beta 1,4. So the linkage in the cellobiose is beta 1,4 linkage. I'm writing here directly because you are all now familiar with the bonding and all. In beta form, what will we get? Here OH. So it's going to form a bond with the so this is also beta D glucose. The second sugar is, you can write alpha or beta. No problem. You can write any one. Here I'm writing OH alpha form. This first one is beta D glucose, and the second sugar is alpha D glucose. The bond between these two is beta 1,4 because it's a glucose. Here I'm writing H. It is HOH. Here it is OHH, H, OH, H, and it is CH2OH. Here also it is. You can write alpha or beta, anything. I have written here alpha form. This is H, OH. This is OHH. It is H. This is H. And this is CH2OH. This is the structure of the cellobiose. So students, I'm summarizing this session. In this session, we came to know about the structure of 4 disaccharides. Among the maltose, the sugars that are present in the maltose are 2 alpha D glucose units are present. The bond sugars which are present are 2 alpha D glucose molecules. The bond which is formed between these, the type of the glycosidic linkage is alpha 1,4 linkage. The second structure I had explained to you is that of the lactose. The sugars that are present in the lactose is, always you have to keep in mind that galactose is in the beta form. So beta D galactose and alpha D glucose are present. The bond here is beta 1,4 linkage between the galactose and glucose. So students here, just consider whatever the first sugar I have written, that is the bond 1 corresponds to this first sugar. So the sucrose. Now let us consider sucrose. The sugars that are present in the sucrose are alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. The bond is alpha 1 to beta, alpha 1 to beta 2. And now let us consider cellobiose. Cellobiose is made up of, you can write both the sugars in beta form, that's no problem. So, but here I'm going to write it as the beta D glucose, and the second sugar is alpha D glucose, and the linkage is beta 1,4 linkage. So students, that's all about the disaccharides.